I'm not self-made. I'm God-made. Welcome to my channel. I need somebody to say, I'm not going back. That's right. I'm not going back. You have to put your foot down and you have to make up your mind that you're not going back. Somebody said, well, what you mean? What am I not going back to? I'm not going back to anxiety. I'm not going back to depression. I'm not going back to worrying. I'm not going back to losing my sleep over finances. I'm not going back to financial struggle. Somebody say, I am not going back. I'm not going back. I don't know about you, but I tell God I'm not going back. And there may be some other things that you need to be telling God that you're not going back to. Right? Some of us know what I'm talking about. Some of us know some of the dark places that we come from, right? Some of us been out there in them streets. You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you've been saved your whole life. You ain't been saved your whole life. Come on, somebody. You need to declare, I'm not going back. Because see, when the enemy, he knows when you get caught in a tough place, right? Come on, somebody. Say, if I just get her or him in a tough place, right? They going to go back to that man. They going to go back to the slinging that dope. They going to go back to the street. That's all they know. Somebody need to put their foot down and say, I'm not going back, God. I'm not going. I come hell or high water. I'm not going back. Because you know what it's like when you go back. It don't feel good. Somebody say it don't feel good. It don't feel good. I don't know what you coming from. I don't know what the Lord has brought you out of, delivered you from, but I know I'm not going back. I'm not going back. So this video is to encourage you. It's to encourage you financially, but also spiritually, emotionally, right? Physically, whatever your back, whatever your Egypt is. Only you and God know what your Egypt is. You need to declare, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. No, I'm not going back to depending on myself to make it. I've done all that I can. How many have done everything that you know to do and it wasn't good enough, right? We're not going back to that. We're not going back to hustling, grinding. Come on, somebody. We might have some former dope dealers coming on this channel. We might have some former addicts coming onto this channel, or some people who's trying to become former, right? But you're not going back to that, right? We're not going back to that place of depression that had us out there. We felt so low about ourselves. We was out there in them streets. We was out there hooked on every drug known to man. Come on, somebody. We ain't going back. The Lord has been just bringing them to my attention that his people have been dealing with addictions. Yes. You might be coming from some parents who dealt with addictions. You might be coming from some family members. You yourself might be dealing with addictions right now, but I need you to declare, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Okay? I'm not going back to that. What? No way, no how. I'm not going back. I'm going forward. I'm going on to see all that God has in store for me, right? I'm not going back to pity parties and feeling sorry for myself. No, I'm better than that. Come on, somebody. I'm better than that. And so this is a channel where we get money easily and effortlessly. Yes, we know that there's a better way to do things. We know that God is pouring out his provision supernaturally. And the best way to receive is to receive easily and effortlessly. Yes. not struggle. It's some people that needs to trust God and wait on God and believe that God is making a way out of no way for you. You're not going back to where you came from. And so we need to be encouraged today, because when God was trying to deliver the Israelites out of slavery, God was trying to take the people out of Egypt, Pharaoh began to pursue. Come on, somebody. Somebody say Pharaoh is going to pursue. When you trying to get free from what you've been a slave to, Pharaoh is not going to let up, right? He's going to come after you. We know that. He's going to set up some entrapments and some entanglements. It's going to be like a setup to get you to go back. And what did the Israelites say when they saw Pharaoh pursuing them? We're not going to be like them Israelites. No, 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 no. In Exodus chapter 14 is where it talks about how Pharaoh began to pursue, even after he let the people go, right? He wasn't going to give up that easy, but check this out. God is the one that hardened Pharaoh's heart, right? You think, well, why would God do that? They already was there for 400 years. They already was programmed and conditioned for slavery. Why would God harden the heart of Pharaoh and make him come after them? Did he want them to be scared? Right? And so some of y'all trying to get free from some things, and the devil's heart has been hardened because he's coming after you. But let's see how God handled this. So the people had this type of attitude. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us out of Egypt? They said we could have just died back in Egypt. We would have rather have died. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than we should die in the wilderness. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you this day. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them again no more. Come on, somebody. Somebody say, I'm not going to see the pharaohs of my destiny no more. I know that they've been pursuing me. There's been some debt collectors calling me, right? It just seemed like I can't shake them. I can't get away from them. Somebody say, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. That which is pursuing you today, you're not going to see it no more. And so we're not going to take the attitude of the Egyptians. Oh my God, I should just went. I should go back to that strip club. I should just go back to slinging dope. It would have been a whole lot easier if I could just go back to that sugar daddy. Come on, somebody. We're not going to be like that. We're going to say, no, I'm going to stand still. And I'm going to see your salvation, God. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know how you're going to get me out of this. I don't know how you're going to break me free, God, but I'm not going back to Egypt. I'm not going back to that financial slavery. I'm not going back to that emotional, physical, spiritual slavery, whatever it is. I'm not going back. I'm not. No. No way. No how. In the name of Jesus.